Good morning, everyone. Welcome one and all to Sunday morning celebration. It's wonderful to see you, those of you in the room here. It's wonderful to have those of you in the room, in other rooms near and far. Let's start with the first chant on the program. This is the day that the Lord has made. This is the day.
Sunny Sunday morning. And this morning Parvati is going to lead us in a celebration of the light within us and the light of the Lord. So let us turn to the Lord in prayer first thing. Dear Lord, our divine beloved, we praise your name. We praise you as creator of this beautiful world.
We praise you as creator of this beautiful world.
And the source of all life. Thank you for the life you have given us.
Thank you for the life you have given us.
And the spiritual path which leads us back to you. We rely on you as the preserver of all. Bless us to value your expression of truth and goodness. In the world and in our lives. We turn to you for transformation. We surrender those aspects which do not reflect your light. Transform our minds and hearts. That you may be first in our lives. Transform our world.
Transform our world.
So that your truth, beauty, and goodness
So that your truth, beauty, and goodness
be free to express in all areas.
be free to express in all areas.
Reveal to us our part
Reveal to us our part
as instruments in your spiritual world.
As
as instruments in your spiritual world.
We rely on you.
We rely on you.
We praise your power and your glory,
We praise your power and your glory,
your truth and your beauty,
your truth and your beauty,
your ultimate goodness.
your ultimate goodness.
May your will be done in all the world
May your will be done in all the world
and in our lives.
and in our lives.
May we have your grace
May we have your grace
to walk ever closer with thee.
to walk ever closer with thee.
Amen.
Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. And delights in His name. And delights in His name. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. And delights in His name. And delights in His name. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. And delights in His name. And delights in His name. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. And delights in His name. And delights in His name. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. And delights in His name. And delights in His name. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Delights in His name. And delights in His name. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Delights in His name. And delights in His name. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Oh, my soul, it magnifies the Lord. Delights in His name. And 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 delights
Now we get to say one of our affirmations together. I hope you like these as much as I do. I say that every time, but okay. Here we go. Through devoted meditation and prayer, the cells of the physical body become divine eyes, spiritually transformed to enter a new dimension of interplay with the Creator. Oh, wonderful. Well, welcome everyone again, and I forgot to welcome you online. Thank you for joining us. And is anybody having a birthday? I know, not to look there. Anybody? Really? Good. I get to get the candle. one would you like?
Colorblind for this one.
Okay, good. Anybody else? Okay. Good. And are people joining us online?
No, there's nobody home. We have DT and Krista Pram,
Hi, DT, Krista Pram,
Shami,
Kashemi,
Lakshmi, and Mitra,
Dakshina and Mitra,
Kamilini Devi,
Kamalini Devi,
Saswati,
Saswati,
Sri Vidya,
Sri Vidya,
Arya,
Arya,
Sundari,
Sundari,
Prabhamitra and Radhika,
Prabhamitra and Radhika,
Raj and Shambhavi.
Raj and Shambhavi.
Proud.
I think we're good.
Thank you for taking the time to put your name. Yes, it's wonderful to, anyway, I know it does take effort to put your name on there, so thank you for doing that. And as we recognize the light that is within us, and we see the light in those around us, we include you in our pronouns. My soul bows to yours.
Morning.
Morning.
Edwards.
It's time for the offering prayer. If you'd like to take up your donation and pray with me. Beloved Lord, Father and Mother of us all,
Beloved Lord, Father and Mother of us all,
bless us to realize your loving presence and constant care.
bless us to realize your loving presence and constant care.
Bless us to know that you are the source of all our good.
Bless us to know that you are the source of all our good.
Bless us to give to your work with joyous and generous hearts.
Bless us to give to your work with joyous and generous hearts.
Bless us to live abundant lives in your divine spirit.
Bless us to live abundant lives in your divine spirit.
Amen.
Amen.
Go this way.
Now we'll move into our meditation chant. O Mother of Golden.
To them, ever devout, worshiping me with love, I give the yoga of discrimination by which they come to me. Out of pure compassion for them, dwelling in their hearts, I destroy the ignorance-born darkness by the luminous lamp of wisdom. In some of the commentary, the glory of God begins to dawn in the mind of the devotee who devoutly and persistently practices yoga. This initial experience gives impetus for further pursuit of yoga, leading to greater cognition of God's glory. This is Buddhi Yoga, endowed with which the devotee gets to know more and yet more of the sweet sublimity of the Lord and be ardently drawn toward him. Devotion does this way wax with Buddhi Yoga. And then in the gospel, I wanted to read some from Advice to the Pundit Shashar Adar. That's probably wrong. Close. Nobody commented, so okay. Sri Ramakrishna danced with the devotees. The musician and his party joined the master in the dance and the music. Soon the whole veranda was filled with people. The ladies witnessed this scene of joy from an adjoining room. It appeared as if Chaitanya himself were dancing with his devotees, intoxicated with divine love. It was not yet dusk. Sri Ramakrishna returned to the drawing room with the devotees. The master: "This is called Bhajanananda, the bliss of the devotees in worship of God. Worldly people keep themselves engrossed in the joy of sensuous objects of sex and gold. Through worship, devotees receive the grace of God and then his vision. Then they enjoy Brahmananda, the bliss of Brahman." Shashadhar and the devotees listened to these words with rapt attention. Shashadhar humbly: "Sir, please tell us what kind of yearning gives one this blissful state of mind." Master: "One feels restless for God when one's soul longs for his vision." The Guru said to the disciple, "Come with me. I will show you what kind of longing will enable you to see God." Saying this, he took the disciple to the pond and pressed his head under the water. After a few moments, he released the disciple and asked, "How did you feel?" The disciple said, "Oh, I felt as if I were dying. I was longing for a breath of air." Shashadhar says, yes, that's it. Now I understand." The master said, "To love God is the essence of the whole thing. Bhakti alone is the essence." Narada said to Rama, "May I always have pure love for your lotus feet, and may I not be deluded by your world-bewitching Maya." Rama said to him, "Ask for another boon." "No," said Narada, "I don't want anything else. May I have love for your lotus feet. This is my only prayer." The scriptures for today. Now the announcements. So in the next few Sundays, we're going to be having a couple of videos on humility. Humility is the way to bliss, part 1 and part 2. So the 9th is part 1, 16th is part 2, and then on the 23rd, we get Guruji to come both in the morning and the evening to celebrate his birthday. The evening session will start at 7 p.m. and there won't be a class that night, so just the party, just Guruji and the party. And we'll be preparing for that by, I don't know if you noticed when you came in, there's a series of cards that you can sign for Guruji, and there's a box if you want to donate towards a gift to the person who has everything. So, and we wouldn't know what to get him, but, and if you want to send cards, you can send them to 445 East 17th, Costa Mesa 92627. Sweet I, and put birthday on it, so we'll know to save them for that occasion. We'll give them a whole bunch of cards. So that being said, the Yoga Center weekly email comes out on Saturdays, which says all the things that you can do both in person and online. And Yoga World has so many wonderful things in it that, well, and it's just so fun when you're researching something, when I'm researching something, that up comes Guruji as the number 1 or number 2 comment about it, so other people that can happen. Anyway, it's out there, your world. So that's the announcements for today. Okay, that being said, let's stand up and prepare uniting body, mind, and spirit for our talk. As we say the threefold Om. Inhale. 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 Make yourselves comfortable. Well, so today Parvati talks about you are the light of the world. And I can't say too much because she'll say I scooped her. She always accuses me of that. Anyway, but you do notice that so many people came today for your talk, and so many are joining us online, and that just shows how much we value that you would come down here and talk to us, and you too, Dasra, who supports her in this. It's a great service, and we really appreciate it. So, Parvati, and we'll see if I can do this. I was supposed to make it go lower. Maybe I can. It could happen. Oh. How low, though? That's probably too low.
It's okay. Low is okay. Thank you. So I attribute the full room to the retreat last week. You walk in and the vibration in here is still sweetly intense, isn't it?
Yes.
I wondered, can I talk? I guess I can. It popped into my head this morning, the very first time I ever talked here at the Yoga Center to an audience of, I don't know, 3 or 4. It was a retreat weekend, and I had just had, I'm pretty sure it was Andrew. So that was 38 years ago. And so I wasn't going to retreats, and we tried to keep the doors open for other people who didn't come to the retreats. We gave that up after a while, but for a while we were trying to do that, and I was down here and I played harmonium, and I said, oh, I'll be in charge of finding someone. So I come that morning, and I forget his name, but it was one of the Valdovinos men, an older brother to DJ, and he always came. I think he worked on the weekend or something, and anyway, and I actually had prepared a talk that day. You know what they say, how you shouldn't unload your whole load if there's only a few people there, but I had a talk. It was about contentment, and I don't know what I said, but anyway, later when I asked him to do a Sunday morning, because I was going to retreat, he said, well, yeah, he said, I never thought I could do it, but then I saw you did it, and I thought, well, anybody could do it. Oh my God. Okay, I did not take that as a compliment. But whatever. Now the thing is, you know, it's not that I am telling you, I always say this, I'm not telling you what's what. I am a devotee on the path going through the same things we all are, and we're in this life together watching the same things and probably having very similar reactions. And anyway, so in December, when it came time to make my calls, I have a list of people that I call as a chaplain, and if they would like prayer, I pray with them, and if they don't, I leave an affirmation. So I found these affirmations about light, and and one of them is on the program today. But I left this on there. You know, a lot of people still have answering machines, so I left these on their answering machines. The first one was the one we know from they often cite it in Hanukkah. The proper response is not to curse the darkness, but to light a candle. I like that one. Okay, then the one from Matthew, you are the light of the world. And it goes on, and I'll cut to the end. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. And then from Taoism, giving to others selflessly, radiating light throughout the world, and illuminating your own darkness, your virtue becomes a sanctuary for yourself and all beings. And when I read that, I thought, we think we're spreading the light to others. We're illuminating our own darkness when we do that, when we let our light out. And so anyway, I left these affirmations on about 25 answering machines. And after about the 25th one, I realized what I was saying. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. We always think of Jesus being the light of the world. And in fact, when I told someone what I was going to talk about, they said, are you sure he said that? Yes, it's in Matthew 5. You are the light of the world. It's right after the Beatitudes, Sermon on the Mount. I thought, I am the light of the world. I'm the light of the world? And I really started to meditate on that and think about it. And I want to tell you what came up for me, but first I want us all to think about it just for like a short time, a minute. See what comes up. See if your whole being is in line with the statement, I am the light of the world. Let's just close our eyes and see what happens. Here's what happened when I did it the first week or so. I could feel that I was the light of the world at a certain level. And on top of that knowing, remember Snoopy and Pigpen with his stuff of cloud of dirt that he carried around with him? Above that knowing was this wad of, remember the fetters? Anger, fear, grief. I could see it as sort of a wad of stuff that I was carrying around. And it's, maybe not everyone has that, but I'm guessing it's a human experience. We carry around stuff from our family, disappointments, judgments, stuff that we see on the news, stuff that is stuff that's happening in our lives. And the thing is, this stuff is sticky, isn't it? And once you get a little thing going, everything else you see sort of sticks to it, and pretty soon you have this wad, just like Pigpen. So at least that's what came up for me. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I know I'm the light of the world. I know that. There's a part of me that knows that. And I should just stop right here and say that I know that in this room we know that too. I go to various different spiritual groups. This group is the most intense and the most putting your money where your mouth is group that we are associated with. Another group we go to where one would think things were happening, and one time I was there for a puja, and the woman sitting next to me had a spiritual name, and I said something about meditation. She said, oh, I don't meditate. It's like, what? Okay, we are doing it here. So I know that this room is full of lights, and I'm not, how probably even Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan had coaches. You just go along beside and watch them do their magnificence. That's what I'm doing here. I'm not telling you something you don't know. I know that there is a lot of light being shined here. And at the same time, I'm telling you, for me, this wad of stuff came up. Okay, so everything that we do in yoga, meditation, postures, the breath practices, everything is designed to let that go so that we can live from our souls. Our souls are what the light is. And And at the same time, there are other practices out there that can help us dissipate that pig pen-like cloud of stuff that we sometimes are carrying around. So during this time that I'm trying to be really clear on I am the light of the world, I see this article in the Washington Post, and isn't it funny how things that that are ancient, this is an article really about something from Buddhism, but people are still studying it. So it was an article about recent findings. And, okay, let's see, let me find it. Yeah, so it says made me laugh, a growing body of research from ancient times, but anyway, a growing body of research suggests that the more you fight against your pain, the stronger and louder it's going to get. The more you fight against it, the stronger and louder it's going to get. And what they're calling it now, this woman that was quoted, Marcia Linehan, she calls the process of allowing the feelings to come without judgment. We're having a lot of feelings these days. I mean, without judgment, radical acceptance. She says that the pathway out of hell is through misery. The more you fight the misery, the more you stay in hell. The goal of radical acceptance is not to condone or approve of the situation, but to recognize its existence and let go of the emotional suffering caused by the fighting reality. Okay, remember in the 60s and 70s, I guess, there was a style of therapy that was going around. The guy wrote, I'm okay, you're okay. And I forget, transactional analysis, that's the name of it. And during that time, and in that book he talks about it, but then a whole other book was written about the games people play. And one of the games we human beings play, and I've been playing it a lot recently with some of you, is Ain't It Awful? Can you imagine what just happened, what I just saw on the news? Okay, not only that kind of news, but what about, the fires, the plane crashes, 2 of them this week, oh my gosh. But also all this other stuff that's happening. Ain't it awful? Can you imagine the pain that people are going through? Laura, my daughter-in-law's cousin, is married to a woman who came here when she was 2 years old, but everyone else in her family, from Mexico, everyone else in her family is citizens. She's the only one who's not. Somehow she was born in Mexico. And she's under DACA. And I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I could go on and on. Ain't it awful? And the thing is, as long as we're playing that game, which is a very human response to what we see, it's not productive. It's just not productive. You know that we attract what we pay attention to. So if we're paying attention to that negative stuff all the time, and I'm not saying it's not awful, I think it's awful too. But the point is, how do we live our lives in alliance with that light and with our souls and with our mission of what we came here to do? Remember at the beginning of COVID, Guruji sent him, he did a video, or I think it was a video, and sent it out to all of us. And he said, we were born for this. Mm-hmm. We were born for this. It is not an accident that we are here in this time and space. And if we're not shining the light, who is? Well, there are a lot of people shining the light, but it's our time to shine. And part of shining that light is being able to get through the pigpen's little stuff and get to the light, to get in touch with that light. Okay, so one of the things that getting back to the article in the Washington Post about radical acceptance, one of the ways to dissipate this stuff that we may or may not be aware of that is between us and shining that light, one of the ways to dissipate it is to really name it and feel it. Now, at the retreat, Guruji mentioned, again, he likes to mention this periodically, about the subconscious, when it comes up, it can be like a balloon and then it just pops, you know. So I thought, we're just going to spend a little bit of time. Okay, maybe we're not going to choose the most ain't it awful thing that you can think of, but choose some balloon that you would really like to have popped, and let's name it. What I mean by naming it, I mean call it by its true feeling. Most feelings are the fetters: anger, fear, grief, greed. Sometimes people, when I ask people what they're feeling, sometimes they'll say a word that's not a feeling. That really makes me laugh, because it's not a feeling. If you're, you know, okay, let me see if I can think of an example. I don't know, like judging is sort of a feeling and it's sort of not. Usually it's, you know, anyway, be careful that what you're naming it actually is a feeling. And so just to cut, after we do this, well, I'll tell you what happened for me after we do this. So choose a small balloon, maybe not your whole, you know, pigpen wad of stuff that we're carrying around, or maybe you don't have that big pigpen wad of stuff that I did, okay? But there was a wad. Choose a balloon, name it. I'm sad about this, or I'm angry about this, or I'm afraid that this is going to happen. This that, you know, I see coming down the pike. Let's name it and see if we can let that balloon just pop and disappear. It might take longer than what we had, but right then. But for me, what happened was there was one thing that I was really just didn't let go of, and it really was a more personal thing that all this other stuff was stuck to. And when I did that over a period of days, it did pop. It did pop. And now when I say I am the light, I don't have that density of feeling in between, you know, me saying it and what the truth is. So I hope that you could work with that over time if it's something that helps. Another thing they recommended, also, I thought this is so interesting. Okay, that last one, Pema Chodron talks about it all the time. Feel what you're feeling. Don't fight it. Feel what you're feeling and be in it and let it, you know, let it go after a period of feeling it. This next one is called the, well, okay, to us it's the witness consciousness. They're calling it something else, but it is the witness consciousness. Listen to what they call it. Making room for your thoughts and feelings also allows your observing self to avoid latching on to the negative dictates of the thinking self. The observing self, what a concept. We can look at what we're thinking and feeling and not be so attached to it. This man recommends, let's see, he recommends saying to yourself, I'm having the thought that, fill in the blank, this is awful. You know, whatever awfulness you're having a thought about. But it really is witnessing your mind. And he says, pain is unavoidable. It's what we do with the pain that matters. He says, when you are broken, the correct response is to be broken. Accepting that reality doesn't make life more painful, it makes it more bearable, especially when it feels impossible to bear. And I think often we're afraid that if we feel the pain of what we're seeing, that it'll just be too much. But they're saying, and somebody's done research on this, so I don't know what university, but somebody's done research that it actually helps. It actually helps to feel the pain and go through it. So I guess maybe we don't have to, we know about witness consciousness, so, but think about that when you're, when we're in the, okay, I'm talking to myself. When we are in the middle of Ain't It Awful, may I remember to witness that. There are some other quotes about, we're going to go to something else, but there's another quote that I saw in the gospel, and I know we've heard this one. Ramakrishna is talking to Devendranath Tagore. I think that's the older Tagore, the father. And Tagore says, the universe is like a chandelier, and every living being is a light in it. And then Ramakrishna says, once while I was meditating in the Panchavati, I too had a vision like that. And then when he asked to explain, Devendra Tagore said, God has created men to manifest his own glory. Otherwise, who could know this universe? Everything becomes dark without the lights in the chandelier. One cannot even see the chandelier itself. Yeah, we're a chandelier. We're part of a chandelier, and each living being is a light in it. Now the thing is that we don't want to, like at the retreat, Guruji was talking about Vivekananda and how actually he used the word divinity. There's divinity in each one of us, and Guruji was thinking, maybe that's dangerous if we go around thinking that we're God, and he prefers to use the word spirit. And here's a little anecdote I am going to tell you about that is sort of how, if you start thinking that you're hot stuff, you can get carried away. Okay, this happened in 1990. Now this first basketball player I'm going to mention, I never heard of him. And if you've heard of him, you really know basketball. Okay, Clifford Lett. Anybody know that name? He played 1 year for the Chicago Bulls, and he played one game, the final minute in a game in 1990, and in that game, Michael Jordan scored 69 points, and Clifford scored 2 points. Loren knows this little story. And after the game, he's talking to the press, and I'm sure he was joking. But here's what he said. Clifford says, I'll never forget the night that Michael Jordan and I combined for 71 points. And I think we sometimes do that, don't we? God, we're the instrument and God is the doer. And sometimes we think we're the doers. All right, I guess I don't need to give examples of that. We know how that goes. Anyway, we don't want to do that. We don't want to think that we are the doers. Okay. Yogananda says, awakened souls shine with the light of God. They make the invisible light of His goodness visible in their hearts and actions. Their enlightenment declares the presence of God and serves as a spiritual beacon to guide others out of the paths of darkness. If we're not in touch with our light, it's really hard to be a spiritual beacon, isn't it? But, okay, here's something else. I've seen Jeff Goldblum he knows this by heart, and he says this in interviews. It's a long quote. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it's a long quote by George Bernard Shaw. This is a true joy in life, to be used for a purpose, recognized by yourself as a mighty one, to be a force of nature instead of a feverish, selfish little clot of ailments and grievances, complaining that the world will not devote itself to making you happy. He goes on, I rejoice in life for its own sake. Life is no brief candle to me. It's sort of a splendid torch, which I've got a hold of for a moment, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to the future generations. And that's sort of what this first one about the Taoism is, that in our light shining brightly, it helps us as well as helping the world. And here's one by Ernest Holmes that actually, I have to credit Guruji, because he quoted this quote by Ernest Holmes and I really love it. But I didn't find it myself, Guruji did. I'd like to know that if I pass through a situation, it is healed. If I'm in a group of people, that I love them and they love me. I'd like to know that everybody who thinks of me feels a newness of life, that it isn't my ego that's coming through me, but that it's spirit, that it's God coming. He doesn't use the word light, but that's what he's talking about, shining his light on whatever group he's in, whatever situation he's in. All right, most of us are bhaktas here, and the idea of, Vivekananda's idea of, really align with your inner self and the oneness and everything, we're into it, but we're really bhaktis. We want to be living for God. We want to have this relationship. And at one of the recent talks I was listening to that Guruji was doing, he said, I was actually talking about karma yoga, that if you really want to have fun in life, you do everything for you, God, Lord. You can also say various mantras, like the one we did at the retreat, in this state of mind, I have to read it. Ami yantra, tumi yantri, or nahang, tuhu. But this morning, I thought it would be really fun to say, we're going to spend some time meditating. And here's our mantra for the morning. I want to shine my light for you, Lord. So let's just do that for a little while. We have some time. It's not just us that has that light. Every single person has been endowed with a soul. Every single person in this universe. There's nowhere where God is not. It's just that we have been blessed to maybe know about it more, maybe know about how to reach our souls more than many people in this world. But it's a mistake to think that we are the ones who are right and righteous, that we're the only ones who are right and righteous. That's a sad mistake to go into. Every single person in this world has a light that they can choose to turn on. And maybe some of us just aren't in contact with it as much. I want to read you something that I found from a Baha'i. He's a founder of the Baha'i faith. And I'm going to end with this. And his name is Abdul Baha. Lift up your hearts above the present and look with eyes of faith into the future. Today the seed is sown, and the day will come when it shall rise a glorious tree, and the branches thereof shall be laden with fruit. Rejoice and be glad that this day has dawned. God has crowned you with honor, and in your hearts has set a radiant star. Verily, the light thereof shall brighten the whole world. God has crowned you with honor, and in your hearts has set a radiant star. Verily, the light thereof shall brighten the whole world. And may it be so. God bless. We're going to have arati now. I'm supposed to say that so Tarini doesn't have to come back up. Say that.
Thank you.
thank you all for coming this morning to this holy place. And thank you, Parvati, for speaking. Dasha for coming. May we all be free of all that pen stuff so that our lights shine. And I know you're all a light to me. So let's take pronoun, offer ourselves in the Lord of our hearts. Anande Rakho. May we live in divine joy eternally.